Welcome everyone to Tarot and the Moons. I'm Ingrid, founder of Larimar. I'm not an astrologer, but I am an oracle, and I'm here to help us unlock deeper self-awareness, balance our feelings, and manifest an empowered reality using the magical cycles of the moon and the wisdom of Tarot. Are you ready to explore this cosmic dance? If so, hit that subscribe button and let's dive in. Hi everyone, so I'm going to be watercoloring the frequencies of this new moon and speak to you about this new moon. So as many of you know, I look at both the Vedic astrological sign and the tropical astrological sign when looking at these moon frequencies, whether it be the full moon or the new moon. That is my unique offering, and I'll explain a little bit more about that in a second. But I wanted to share something with you which is actually relevant to this new moon. So, did you know that in ancient times, in ancient chemistry studies, they considered the moon to be the brain itself? In other words, the human form or the divine form of the moon was considered to be the brain. I did not know that, but it's relevant because this April 27th, 2025, or 2025, depending on where you are in the world, we have a new moon in Aries according to Vedic astrology, and according to tropical Western astrology, we have a new moon in Taurus. Both these signs rule the head, face, and neck, respectively, right? So this is the space in which the brain is held. So I thought that was a really interesting tidbit of information, and it reminded me of these ancient studies of chemistry's connection with the brain and the moon. And in this new moon, we will be actually facing off between what I think um, we are believing in and what I think we are trusting in, and what I think is our truth. In other words, we're facing off between what we think, what we believe, and what is true. New moons are attunement points, right? Remember that. They're attunement points. They are the celestial balancing point in which the sky um, balances us, because both the sun and the moon are in the exact same astrological sign, whether it's Vedic or whether it's tropical. The moon sign in a new moon is the same as the sun sign. And this is a perfect time for us to seed a new vision, set new intentions, etc. And we do this by maximizing the power of the moon, which is a planetary complex system that represents our emotional connection. The moon is simply sort of a response or a reflection to the Earth's body system. And so this month, as we focus still on that prior message of the full moon, so go back and listen to the full moon, the prior message of the full moon, um, asked us to watch our impulses. And in meditation for this new moon, the word that came and arose within me was commit. We are being asked to commit to a path of principles and values. And commitment will help us release any feelings that we have of stuckness, right? This feeling that we may be having in this new moon energy of feeling stuck, of unable to move. This is the energy that's likely to arise within all of us between now and the next full moon. But if we commit to our projects, commit to our relationships, commit to our employment, commit, then this energy of feeling stuck will not stay, right? So moving forward with this video, um, I think I'm going to start focusing a little bit more on esoteric astrology because it's speaking to me more about these deeper emotional aspects of the moon and of the self, which is relevant to our ability to continue to regulate our emotions, which is really the cornerstone of being a human being, right? Of this human experience. This human experience is about emotions. Um, so yeah, so what's going on with this new moon? So as you know, I look at both the Vedic and the tropical astrological signs, and I feel that it's our emotions are swinging between these two signs and these two archetypes. So in esoteric astrology, and I am studying Alice Bailey's Esoteric Astrology. It's a great little book. But in that book, Aries is this spark of the divine will. It's the birthplace of ideas. It's the place where the soul begins. So during a new moon here, this energy is going to be raw. It's going to be fiery. It's going to be initiatory. And we're going to be feeling all of these. Alice Bailey identifies Aries as the celestial architect. This is the place where we plan before we build something. And so our emotions are going to be planning for the purpose the purpose of our lives, the purpose of the month, the purpose before building anything concrete. And this is where this energy of Taurus comes in because Taurus energy tends to solidify into form and manifestation that which we have planned, right? So it's a new moon from the tropical Western astrology about grounding our cosmic seed, which was planted with this energy of Aries. So it's a little bit different than how I've described the moons before because I'm really trying to um, tap into this energy stream of the esoteric because as we move forward, again, I've been saying this forever, astrology will be changing. We have to change the way we speak about astrology because it's relevant to us. Not so much about this whole thing about degrees and, you know, aspects and that stuff. When I look at it online, I just get confused and it doesn't speak to my heart. It doesn't speak to my overall architect, right? So we need even different languaging around astrology. So I figured let me start doing it myself. Um, so going back to this new moon in Aries, we're talking about actions and impulses. Remember that word impulse for the month of last full moon. It's coming up again. And in Taurus, it's the ability that we have now to commit. It's about comfort, it's about material attachments as well. So Mars, as the ruler of Aries, is the warrior of desires, who, yeah, as the warrior of desires, they can start fights because of something they're desiring. And Venus is the ruler of Taurus. And Venus is all about harmonizing right now. It's the mind's guide from chaos to clarity. So Aries is igniting the soul journey. Taurus is giving it a form, it's giving it a field of manifestation. Mars is battling for this form, and Venus is embracing it with love. So, this moon with these archetypes are really asking us to remember who we truly are, which is beings that are in a soul journey here in manifested form, battling through life, but we have to do it with the frequencies of love. In this esoteric astrology, Aries is the gate of spiritual evolution, where the soul catches its ability to live for purpose. And when we are in this sign of Aries, which is a sign of beginnings, it's a sign of the place where we are paying attention to our body, our root. It's about turning to our inner mission, this raw spiritual fuel that is Aries. Now, when we're talking about this frequency of, let's say, the new moon in Taurus, this is where things begin to take shape. And according to Alice Bailey's book, The Esoteric Astrology, Taurus is illuminating our struggle with desires. And she says that it's something like taming the bull, which really reminded me of the strength card in a lot of ways. But it's a symbolic opportunity for us to unlock what is our real vision. What is it that we really want? Because Taurus is often associated with material belongings or material things, but we're being asked to tap into something greater, a bigger vision than just something on the exterior that is material. So anytime we're dealing with a new moon, we are dealing with the symbol of opening a new opportunity. And it's also, I feel, the time period where there's a lot of downloading that's happening. So with this Aries new moon or Taurus new moon, we are really sculpting or planning a new initiatory path. So be patient as you explore your feelings and you strategize um, your plan forward as to what is that exactly you want to manifest with this new moon. Now, I just wanted to talk, as drawing and painting with these watercolors, I did want to talk about the symbology of both Aries and Taurus a little bit. Um, so with the Taurus energy, Venus rules, which is about love and pleasure, and it is an earth sign. With Aries, the planetary rulership of Aries is Mars, and this is all about action and energy, and it is also a fire sign. Okay, so with these energies, what we're really looking at here is to see these archetypes as representing the element of fire and earth within us. Okay? So understanding um, the new moon is really about our will and our focus, and also about where we're heading, what we truly desire. Okay? Let's see. Am I missing anything? Yeah, I mean, that's it. This is all about what it is that you have versus what it is or who it is that you are, right? I am is the energy of Aries. I have is the energy of Taurus. So ask yourself, who are you really? And what truly is it that you desire? And going into that freshness of the discussion of the esoteric astrology and how it plays out, this is really asking you to go into the spiritual realms of who you are and the spiritual realms of what truly is desired. Okay? Now we're going to just go into the yeah, we'll start doing the videos. I'm trying to actually make these shorter somehow, but I'm not sure I can ever make these shorter. All right, let's go on to discussing the tarot um, cards that are relevant for this new moon, which, by the way, in tarot, Mars rules Aries. Aries is represented by the Emperor in the Tower, and then Venus, which rules Taurus, is represented by the Empress, the Hierophant, and Justice. So that's what we're going to discuss on the next slide. All right, so let me just put this here. So, who are the players in tarot? All of these guys. So, I'll just take it one by one. This is the Taurian engagement, and this is the Aryan engagement in according to Vedic astrology, and this one is according to um, Western tropical astrology. So we've got here very quickly, we've got Aries. Whenever we're dealing with Aries energy of the Emperor is everything having to do with stability, having to do with structure, protection, authority, ambition, control. On its more challenging side, we're talking about abuse of power, rigidity, and stubbornness. We have here this tower moment, and what I loved about this card is that snake. So this is a snake year in Chinese moon astrology, and I think whatever's happening for May is significant for the year. So when we see the tower moment, this is about chaos. This is about destruction, sudden upheavals, traumas, unexpected changes, okay? On its more challenging side, or actually the reverse of this is not challenging for me, but it's averting disasters. It actually can be resisting changes or avoiding tragedies. So yeah, so when we see this combination of an emperor energy and tarot, there might be, and the tower, there might be an abuse of power that leads to chaos and destruction. Um, that's just a mini collective reading there. I love the reason why oh, and I forgot to tell you, this is the card deck that I am using here. It's called the Divine, sorry, the Tarot of the Divine. And I just love its sort of whimsical rendition of the tarot cards. Let's see, can you see that there? Yeah, I'll leave that there. So you could see the words there. But anyway, I pulled out this card because I absolutely love this rendition of the Empress. Now, whenever we see the Empress, we're talking about motherhood. We're talking about nurturing, creativity, femininity, nurturing, harmony, healing. In its more challenging side, we're talking about insecurity, lack of confidence, and lack of growth, right? So I just pulled this card because when I saw that the Tower was here, this was a really good energy to go into and go into prayer. This for me signified some sort of prayer or enlightenment and inner growth to combat whatever is happening in this energy over here. So I love this figure of the Mother Mary, and of course the roses. Um, The next card we have is the Hierophant. Now, the Hierophant for me traditionally would be, right, the Pope. But again, I love this rendition. This Taurian energy over here is actually really important because we're going to have to feel very grounded for this new moon. But this is tradition. We forget other traditions sometimes, forget the tradition of the land and tradition of the people of the land, right? So in its um, upward position, in its traditional meaning, this is about values, conventions, commitment, and belief systems, and the knowledge of sharing, right? The knowledge of sharing. In its more challenging side, this is about challenging tradition, unconventional lifestyles, unconventional relationships. Um, so this energy for me feels like it's challenging these modalities, these traditions in our government, in our, these conservative religious institutions that are not serving the people. It's not serving the people. So I love this rendition of the Hierophant where we're pulling from other types of tradition, obviously this one being shamanic in some nature, and really hunkering down with those values and those interpretations. And last but not least, we have, and these two, by the way, represent Taurus, and this one is the only one that represents Taurus. The tower comes in because it's a Mars energy, and justice is actually Libra. Let me pull this out. It's a Libra energy, but it's represented by Venus as well as Empress and the Hierophant. So we have here justice. This rendition of justice, I love it also. It's holding this sort of coin or balancing. It's somehow balancing the strength of the sword, this very sort of like a good luck charm even. So yeah, it feels like we're just gonna need all the assistance that we can get. When we see justice, it is about karmic justice, the consequences of our actions, honesty, integrity, cause and effect coming into play in its more challenging aspects. This can be about injustice. This can be about dishonesty, corruption, and lack of accountability. So all of these are the players for this new moon, excuse me. And when I do the wheel, the tarot reading, I will pick one of these cards for you based on my intuition of what the specific sign needs, okay? So I just wanted to briefly go into that numerology frequency. This is a 2, so this can be either peace and love or chaos and destruction. This is a 4 energy. So, excuse me, the Emperor, sorry, over here. I'm like, where's my 4? The Emperor energy is a 4 energy. So this can be about security, this can be about stability, or it can be about, again, instability. This is about, this is a 7 energy, actually. This is about faith, right? Are we going to have faith right over here? Or are we going to allow the destruction to take us with it? All right. And then this is a 3 energy. What are we birthing? What's new? What are we communicating? The next one is a 5 energy, which is about allowing the chaos to organize itself, to organize itself. Beautiful. All right, let's get into our tarot readings. Hi everyone, so here we go. We are recording and I wanted to share that I'm going to be using Carolyn Meiss's The Healing Cards. I thought maintaining spiritual balance, I love that theme for May because I thought it was important. I am going to pull from one of the cards here that you see on the side that we just discussed. And I've already pre-shuffled the cards. I'm just going to lay them out. I am going to start with Aries and then go around. And yeah, let's just start. Aries, what do we have here for you? Ooh, Aries, we've got the World card. So whenever I see the World, I do feel like immediately drawn to the Empress energy. I know that you're going to begin something, you're going to end something between now, this new moon period, and the full moon. It's a completion point. It's also a beginning point. You will be birthing something new, okay? You will also be ending something during this time period, all right? And feel triumphant, because I feel like the ending is sort of like a stepping stone into something bigger for you. Without hope, we live in desire. Fantastic. That's your message, right? So looking at the bigger picture, looking at what it is that you want to complete, knowing that you've been triumphant, knowing that you want to birth something new. All right? Beautiful message. That was Aries. Taurus, babies. Taurus, you've got reinforcements here. You've got this beautiful energy of the Six of Swords. So the Six of Swords is really telling me, hey, you've got some ideas that you haven't laid down, that you haven't put to use. And if you don't put it to use, it's going to be gone. So I'm immediately drawn to this Tower moment, right? So you want to put to use these ideas that you have, these ideas that you've been thinking about, because if not, it's going to be wasted. So don't be afraid to pull one of these ideas, land them, and improve upon it. If you don't like the way it's going, you can always improve. But don't ignore it, because otherwise you're going to have this Tower moment where you're going to be forced to do something that you don't want to do. Your message is the root cause of all disease is negative attitude about taking care of yourself. So in the process, that Six of Swords is also telling you to nurture yourself in the process. But make sure to seek that reinforcement. Seek the reinforcement from others if you're not comfortable with the ideas that you want to lay down. Let me just move these maybe over here, down here a little bit. The next one is Gemini. Gemini, you have a waiting period. So for this new moon to the full moon, be patient, have faith, don't give up, okay? Don't give up, just have faith. One of the energies that I feel like that I'm gravitating towards is the Hierophant for you, primarily because this energy for me signifies that they never lost faith in their God, in the earth, meaning the indigenous people, and in themselves. So don't lose faith in yourself. You do have a waiting period to adjust to. Your message here is don't ask to understand the secrets of the universe, but simply know what this moment means. Oof. That is so right on point with the waiting period, right? No, appreciate the present moment. That's a very important message for you to regulate your emotional engagement from now until that full moon. By the way, guys, I am analyzing it from the perspective of the moon, but if you want to look at your ascendant and your sun sign, by all means, feel free. I have been told that it works for them as well. Just know that the sun represents where you're going. The moon represents your feeling during this time period. And then the ascendant shows you how you get there. For those of you with a Cancer, sun, moon, or rising, the King of Swords has come up. So clearly I am being drawn to this energy of the Emperor. I do want you to be careful. I don't want you to be hot-headed during this time period. So this is telling me to take command of your thoughts. Your guidance, a cheerful expression brings joy to the heart, and good news gives health to the bones. So keep positive, stay positive, be cheerful in your expressions. Don't be harsh with your words, okay? For those of you with a Leo, sun, moon, or rising, you've got this beautiful energy of the Prince of, well, this is the Prince of Wands, but this is all about using your power into an action-packed engagement. So I am using here this fire energy of the Emperor. Be ready to get to work during this time period. That's for those of you with a Sun, Moon, or Leo energy. Recovery isn't a goal, but a process. Recovery is not a goal, but a process. I feel that, whatever it is that you're engaging in, your creative engagement, your thought engagement, your new ideas, the process is what's important, not the end goal. Oops, wrong card. Those of you with Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you've got this Queen of Swords. You want to be careful with the Queen of Swords, because if you lash out too quickly, this is what I'm talking about. Don't do it. If you do, you get met with this Tower moment. You don't want to be harsh with people. You don't want to lash out, especially when you have not communicated with them what it is that you're desiring. Ask for guidance in seeking the truth concealed in your personal challenges. If you're having personal challenges, ask for help. Don't lash out. If you do, you will meet with this Tower moment, which means you got to start from scratch. You've got to mend. You've got to rebuild. That's for Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Ooh, move that along. Next we have Libra. I'm going to have to move this maybe over here. So Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you've got this beautiful energy of the Sword, the Princess of Sword. Conquer with kindness. Be kind, right? This is about your mind. This is, I feel drawn to the Hierophant. This is about you understanding that hope and kindness requires time, right? So be gentle with yourself. Seek also the guidance of elders around you. May all creation dance for joy within you. Beautiful. When we are feeling that engagement of peace from within, it's actually easier to be kind to others, okay? So seek the peace from within, which is something that the Hierophant knows how to do quite well. Oh, I have to finish this pretty quickly because the sun is, I'm at sundown over here. I don't want to get up. Scorpio, you've got this magician archetype, really, really a fun energy. I am being drawn to the Justice card here. This is, for me, sometimes justice can be magical, especially karmic justice, because it's sort of like balancing a lot of things at once, which is exactly what this magician energy is doing. So you're doing it quite well for those of you with a Scorpio Sun, Moon, or Rising. You are balancing your engagements and karmic justice, right? It's this energy too that I felt over here with this balancing of the mind and the body, right? So the magician here is mind over matter. And you get here tranquility. Tranquility at home leads to health. So this is like I almost feel also with this kind of engagement that you do want to make sure you are at peace at home in order to perform on the outer. Beautiful. All right. We've got Sagittarius babies. Creative knowledge. Obviously, I'm drawn to this beautiful energy of the Empress with creative knowledge. You've already given birth to something. Now you're just going out there and showing the world for this new moon engagement. Everything lost is found again. Everything hurt is healed again. So there's something that you found, again, the treasure that you found, right? Through that you've birthed or found that you're ready to share with the world. And it's actually going to be a healing process for you. And we've got peace of mind, 2 of Swords for Capricorn babies. I feel like this is really important for you to learn how to have this inner peace within yourself. I am being drawn to the Tower moment for you. If you don't find that inner peace, you will face off with this Tower moment. Also, allow other people to have differences of opinions from you. You can actually coexist with someone with a different opinion than yours. Don't force your opinions on others. Allow them to have their own opinions and you can have yours. If you force your opinions on others, prepare to have the Tower moment. The healthy person lives in harmony with nature. That is where you want to be. To avoid the Tower moment, you want to be with nature. So take your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit out to nature. Start singing, start playing with it's beautiful spring over here in the United States. Just start engaging with nature to avoid conflicts with others. We want to avoid this. Next we have Aquarius, baby, sun, moon, or rising. You've got seize the moment, seize the opportunity, seize being happy. Okay, I am being drawn to the Hierophant here for you. There's something here about divine union with others. And the Hierophant is always in that space of divine union with the divine. It's always in the space of a relationship with the higher self. And this is kind of like what I feel for you, that's happening for you from this new moon to the full moon. You are finally in the space of having a divine union with your higher self. Beautiful. Let's see what your guidance is. Eating according to the season is the secret to health. So eat what's available now. This is going to help you connect to your body. Could be even your body of work. Last and never least, Pisces. What do we have here for you? Self-govern. Self-govern. Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Take care of your emotional needs. I'm obviously drawn to the Empress energy here. This Empress energy of caring for ourselves, being in meditation, being in prayer work is a big, it came up a lot in the collective reading here. So it seems to be a big thing. We're all going to have to do this self-care, self-govern, and also to do it with a level of protection, right? To do it with a level of protection. Everybody doesn't need to know your business, but you do need to care for yourself. Even if that means taking a couple of days off, going on a quick little vacation, do it. You're going to feel empowered. You're going to feel nurtured. You're going to feel taken care of. Let's see what your guidance says. To heal illness, begin restoring balance. This person actually looks to me like they're even doing yoga, right? So do exercise, balance, go out there, do self-care routines where you're taking care of your emotional self. And it appears from this guidance, also taking care of your physical self. Okay? All right, that was the quick read. I don't know if that was the fastest that I've ever done, but I certainly was rushing because the sun is about to just disappear on me. All right, I will see you next time, and stay safe, everyone, especially with this energy of the Emperor and the Tower moment and the Goddess energy kind of coming into the big picture here. I want you all to be careful, take care of yourself, and do the prayer work and do the meditation work. Send it out to the ethers and send it out to the planet. Send it out to your neighbors. Send it out to your friends. Send it out to your family. Send it to yourself. All right?